Hey everyone, it's Chris here. So in today's lesson, we're going to look at chords. Okay. Now we're going to keep this really simple, and in particular, we're going to look at two specific types of chords. Okay. Now these chords can be played on. I've got a guitar with me here today, but they can also be played on keyboards. They can be played on other instruments like ukulele. A whole range of different instruments, okay? But with these chords, the difference is I'm going to be playing more than one note at once, okay? And I'm going to be on the guitar, I'm going to be what's called strumming it, okay? Now, when we've done our music classes before, and as we're beginning to get used to our instruments and we learn our instruments, whether it be on our keyboards or on our guitars, we've been working on single notes. Okay, or if anyone remembers, yeah, and that sounds great, okay, and that sounds awesome. And if we're on something like a bass, for instance, that would be what glues the drummer and the keyboards and the guitars all together. That keeps everything solid, okay. But we're going to look at chords, and we're going to in particular be looking at two different types of chords today, and what they sound like, and we're going to be using our ears to help us pick out what type of chord it might be, okay? And with that, I mean, we're going to be looking at major chords and minor chords, okay? So there is more than just two types of chords, but we're just looking at them two today, and we're going to in particular be looking at the emotions that those two chords can maybe make us feel, so that we can help pick out which one's which, okay? So first, I'm just going to show you some chords, okay? Any chords, just a random mix of chords, so you can see what is a chord. Okay, I've just picked some random chords there. So look at my hand. Notice how my hand is changing shape. Okay? Okay? It's changing shape, and every time it changes shape, I'm changing chords, okay? And then the sound changes. And each chord is unique. And they all sound like they've got different things going on, okay? And that's basically what builds songs, okay? It's chords. All these notes that are going on in these chords build up and build songs. A bit like building a house with all the different bricks, and then you've got all the things that are inside. There's a lot going on, yeah? So with these chords, we're going to be looking at the two main chords that we're focusing on today, which is major chords and minor chords, okay? So here's an example of a major chord. Just listen to it. See what it sounds like. And how does it make you feel? Because we're using all these things to process and help distinguish what type of chord this might be, okay? Now I've just told you it's a major chord. So what qualities are there of a major chord? Does it sound happy? Or does it sound sad? Does it sound bright? Or does it sound dark? Okay? Think of it like the weather. Does it sound like a sunny day? Or does it sound like a rainy, gloomy day? Okay? Now let's listen to this major chord in contrast to now a minor chord, okay? And let's ask ourselves the same question. So here's a minor chord. Now my facial expressions might even be giving it away. Does it sound happy and bright? Like a summer's day? Or like a big smile? Or does it sound quite dark? quite miserable and gloomy. Back to the major chord. And now the minor chord. So, you've probably guessed the answers of these two by now, but with the major chord sounds typically brighter and it sounds joyful and smiley and like a happy day, okay? Whereas the minor chord sounds a bit gloomy and a bit dark and a bit you know, a bit moody, yeah? Whereas the major and the minor. Okay? So, you know, in the same respect, if you were to take the scales that are linked with these chords, so this is an A major and this is an A minor. So an A major scale sounds like this. So if we take the scales that are linked with these chords and see if they sound happy or sad as well. So this is a major chord. And this is a minor scale, so the A minor. Yeah, it sounds a bit creepy and a bit sort of like something skulking around in the distance. Whereas the major one sounds a lot happier and joyful, okay? Now there is more to this than just it sounding happy or sad, but we can use that as a great clue to help let us know straight away, just by using our ears, oh, that song sounds like it's in a major key, or oh, that song sounds like it's in a minor key. It sounds, now typically a lot of rock songs, so a lot of the songs we do with you guys in the classes when we're got you all jamming in a band, you know, some of these rock songs tend to be quite moody and dark sounding, yeah, and there's a lot of emotion going in them, whereas a lot of maybe more the pop songs and stuff can sound quite joyful and happy sounding and you know, smiley, yeah. So taking all these points on board, what we're going to do now is I'm going to play you a chord, and then I want you to try and think and shout out to yourself or write it down what type of chord you think that is. Now we're only looking at two types, remember, major or minor, okay? Now remember, we're using our ears, we can distinguish where the major might sound like a happy sounding song or chord. It might sound like a summer's day rather than a rainy, gloomy day. It might sound like joyful, whereas the minor chords can sound quite dark and scary, or they can sound quite sad, and they can sound like a rainy, gloomy day, okay? So I'm not going to tell you at the start what the chord is, and I want you to try and guess, okay? So we've already done an A major and an A minor, so let's try this chord. How does this chord sound? So have a listen to it. So if I pick each note individually that makes up the chord, then listen to it strummed. Does it sound happy and joyful, like a summer's smile or summer's day? Or does it sound a bit gloomy, a bit dark? Is there a hint of minor in there? What do you think? Major or minor? Yep, the answer is minor, okay? Listen to this, it's quite dark sounding. And this is called a D minor, okay? Okay, so let's now try another chord. How does this one sound? Does it sound happy and more bright, or does it still sound quite dark? This one is a major chord, yeah. So just like the chord we've just done, we had a D minor, whereas now we've got a D major. And there's just a subtle difference. And watch my hands as I change between the two. So we've got a D major and a D minor. So there's just a switch around of the fingers to make it a different chord, okay? Well done. So we've had a D major and we've had a D minor. Okay, we've had an A major and we've had an A minor. I'm going to mix it up now. I'm not going to play one after the other. I don't want you to find a pattern here and just guess the answers, okay? So what does this one sound like? What do you think? I think this is a tricky one. Because here's a clue, there's only one note separating this from a major to a minor, okay? Or a minor to a major. So using your ears, is this happy or sad? Now, a clue as well is how it's played as well, how the chord's played, because if I play the chord like this, it might give the answer away. And that is a major chord, okay? That is an E major. Now, what about this one? Straight away, can you hear the difference? And that is a E minor, okay? So the E major, the difference is I just put my finger here. And that one note changes it from a happy to a sad, okay? Awesome, so we've had an E minor and an E major. Let's try this. What does this sound like? Does it sound dark and gloomy? Or does it sound quite nice and bright? And that one is a major, and it's called a C major. And then the last one we'll do this one. Ooh, and how does that sound? So that is a minor, yeah. So again, you can really start to tell the difference now between the happy and the brightness and the darkness and the gloominess, okay? And we're using just our ears and our brains to help us figure that out, okay? Which is awesome. So what with these chords, so we've kind of distinguished. Major is sounding quite happy and joyful, whereas minor is sounding a bit gloomy and a bit dark, like a rainy day, like an unhappy face sometimes, rather than a happy face, yeah. But that doesn't mean we can't put them together, okay? So I could take a song where I play an A major, then an E minor, then a D major. So in this, what I've just done there is I've took a major chord, an A major, I've then took a minor chord, an E minor, and then I've took another major chord, a D major, and I've put them together in a sequence, okay? And I've made, it's a bit like a sandwich. I've got a major, my bread is two major chords, and then my filling in the middle is a minor chord, and they sound great together. Then minor, then major, A major, E minor, D major. Yeah? So let's try it the other way now. So I'm going to take a minor chord, major, minor. So we've got an A minor, then a G major, and a minor, D minor. So again, I've made a sandwich here, and this time the bread of my sandwich is now minors, okay, and the filling is major. So I've got the top layer of bread is going to be a minor, and then the filling is going to be a G major, happy. And then the bottom layer of bread is going to be a minor, D minor. Okay? And then these chord sequences, they sound like this. So the song sounds quite emotional. And a lot of the time, and we'll go into this when we do some songwriting, but when we're writing songs, these chords can determine how we want our song to feel. Okay? So if we want to write a song that's got a real importance to it, and it's like something about maybe like an earth issue, like something like global warming, for instance, something we feel really passionate about, and we want people to get behind us with it, and we want the song to mean something. Yeah, it might be quite an emotional song, so we might think, right, I'm going to stick some minor chords in here, and it's going to really resonate with people, make them feel like these minor chords are you know, resonating with the heart. And they're like, oh, I can really feel that, so I'm going to go out and donate to that charity because that song sounds made me cry, or it can do that, whereas if we wanted to do a song for a cartoon advert, and we wanted it to be something to hook a young child in, and we want it to sound really joyful and like a cartoon, we might choose major chords, yeah? And so we've just looked at two chords, a major chord and a minor chord, but really how important they are and how they can make your song feel is real. It's amazing. So we'll leave that one there, and we will come back to this when we do songwriting, and we've looked at songwriting, and we can then look at what chords maybe we want to put with our songs. Okay. But keep listening out. All your favourite songs that you're listening to on the TV or on the radio, have a listen and see what the chords start like, and just think to yourself, oh, is that mine? That's a minor chord, or that, oh, that sounds like a major chord, yeah? And see if you can start to train your ears to notice the difference between the two, okay? Brilliant. Right, you've all been great. I will look forward to seeing you again in the next lesson, okay? See you later.